Welcome back, you guys. I want to show you something today that is new to us. We've never been at this campsite before. Just to kind of fill you guys in if you're new to the Got Out channel. The dogs and I have been traveling full-time for the last 4+ years in this rig right here. And we travel around mostly on public lands, national forest lands, and BLM lands. And today, actually a couple days ago, I found this brand new spot, and it's different for us because usually we're used to camping out in more open areas where there's a lot more campsites to choose from, and sometimes you can kind of make your own campsite. Here at this specific place, which is actually really beautiful, there's designated camping. So you have to camp in these certain little campsites. And so today I want to kind of compare how different it is when you're camping in a designated campsite as opposed to out kind of like in the open or in the deep woods. Basically what you're going to deal with is a lot more congestion, right? Like everybody who camps out here, they have to camp right here, right where we're camped. There's only about maybe 10 spots in this area. We're in Utah, and it is awesome. It is just beautiful. It's crazy how cool it is. I'm going to show you the scenery, and I'm going to take you on a tour of our campsite. So you're going to see everything here that I've noticed in this campsite. First off, I'm not going to show you what's up there yet. You may have seen it in our recent videos, but I want to talk about this signpost here. It really kills the vibe for me, but it's cool. Like, I get it. It's a designated campsite, so they post rules here so people don't disturb this area too much. But as you're going to see, you know, there's holes here that people have dug. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's dogs. This area still does get kind of racked. So you got your basic rules here. You know, you're not supposed to collect firewood here, which makes a lot of sense to me. For us, that's not really a big deal. But right up here, this is the sort of like mountaintop that we're camped right next to. You can see all out here, there's more and more of it. Now down there is like a ravine, and there's a creek down there. You're not able to access it, so you're really kind of secluded in here. I'm just not used to having so little space to kind of hike around. Now I can take this road and see where that road goes, and a mile or two down the road there is a trail or two that you can hike on. But for us, it's a little kind of claustrophobic feeling. And you can see down here, there's a little bit of trash. I've been picking up the trash as I go. You know, some of it I get, some of it I don't get, but things like plastic, I tend to pick up plastic, like plastic bottles and wrappers and stuff like that. Also, what you're going to find in these designated camping areas is a lot of dog poo. And I don't need to show you that, but it's kind of all over down here. And, you know, it makes sense. Like, people have their dogs, they walk around. My dogs do the same thing. But for me, you know, when I'm in a designated area like this, I don't want my dog poo to be here for who knows how long. The next person that comes in here, they're going to have to deal with it because we're in such a tight little, like a congested little area here. So I do pick it up. This is what I've been calling my climbing wall. We're going to go up there. We're going to climb up this wall, which I'm not a climber, so, you know, don't make fun of me. Come on, up, yeah, up. high. And I got myself in a little pickle here. It was like so easy to come up, and I could keep going up. It's like stairs. It's like these are natural stairs. And then I turn around and look down. I'm like, oh crap. I went up here way too high. Look at how far down it is. Shoot. It's funny. Oh crap. It's just like, see, if you look here, it's just like stairs and you can just kind of climb right up. I could go all the way up easily. I'm sure people do. I mean, I really want to, but I'm not a climber. And the only reason I did this was because I was looking forward the whole time. And now I got to get back down. Okay, and I should turn off the camera because I'm going to fall if I don't. Okay, go back to camp. Back to camp. Go, go. On your mark. Get set. Go. It's really a neat campsite because there's all these little nooks and crannies. You can explore a little bit, but you really can't go back too far in there. But I'm going to show you something that I found back there that's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. So you got all these little trails in here to get through these bushes, and there's a little bit more trash there. And if you saw my last video, when I first got here to this campsite, you can see the fiasco that I found going on in this fire pit here. It was pretty disturbing to me. So basically what you have in there is somebody dumped their garbage in here and burned it. And it's plastic, just big chunks of plastic. That's all plastic right here. Check out my last video from this site and you'll see what we found in here. I won't go into it now, but it was a real good warning of like, it's a different camping style when you have to camp in these little spots. You can feel the last people that were here. A lot of times when we're out in these open areas, and check out our other videos and you'll see those areas, people do camp in those areas too, but it's so spread out. It could have been months before the last time somebody was camped in that same spot. Here, like I pulled in right as somebody was pulling out. They were pulling out in a a big fifth wheel, like probably a 40-foot fifth wheel. We just have a 20-foot trailer here. But they were leaving and we pulled right in. So it's like there's quite a rapid rotation of campers here in just these few spots. So you deal with things like, more trash spread out here. I'm just noticing this trash right now. There's like a red wrapper here. There's like a lid from a container. And then this area, you really quickly kind of learn like where people go to the bathroom and where they let their dogs go to the bathroom. So in here, I've cleaned it up a little bit, and my dogs have been using this little area to go to the bathroom too. But like I said, I've been picking up their mess, but a lot of other people haven't been. So you come in here and there's just little piles all over the place. I mean, there's still some I can see that I didn't take care of yet. So it's just, you get kind of this like gross feeling, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to compare the differences, the way it feels different to me camping in a designated area versus a wide open kind of dispersed camping area where you can pick your own places. And then if we continue up this trail here, you're going to find the people bathroom, which I guess I don't have to actually show you what that looks like. You can kind of get an idea. I'm sure you know, it's like basically piles of toilet paper, and people try to bury their crap out here. And well, there's some doggy doo-doo. Hopefully that's doggy doo-doo. So right up here in these rocks is where people have been using this area as a restroom, which, it's fine as long as you're burying your waste. And, what you end up seeing is what people didn't bury. And so you see piles of toilet paper. You can see a little pile of toilet paper right there. I mean, otherwise, like, this place is just beautiful. Let's go down this trail here, and I'm going to show you something that I found back here, which is pretty cool. Oh, this is pretty neat, really. And Echo's been running around up here on these rocks. They may not look that crazy in the video, but I mean, it's pretty epic in here. And the neat thing is, even though these are really like slanted, they're very textured. It's like sandstone in here. So you can climb around on these pretty good. There are some structures that they look pretty delicate to me. So I would feel really bad if I like stepped on them and cracked them. Okay, so we're coming back here, and you can see our trailer's right here. The campfire's right down there. But back in here, it's like a little hidden campfire area. This is part of our campsite as well. So you can come back here and have a campfire. The problem is, this is something I found, and this is what you'll find in these designated areas, is people breaking rules. This stuff, you're not supposed to collect this stuff and burn it. This is obviously not stuff that somebody brought in. They have ripped it down, cut it down from the trees up here. And, in a lot of situations, like if you're in a forest where there's tons of trees, then finding dead wood on the ground or trees that have fallen, it's totally okay to cut those down and burn them, as long as there's not a fire ban or anything like that. But you don't want to be collecting this kind of stuff, and that's why you see that sign right at our campsite that tells you all the rules. Do not collect firewood from this area. It's not allowed. I mean, you can see there's hardly any trees up in here as it is. So if you start harvesting from these trees, you can see some of the branches are gone here. There's a couple trees over here that are missing all their lower branches. They've been cut down. Then you're just going to end up with no trees. And then they have to close these areas down until they replenish, with more more plants, and then they can reopen them again. It's just about following the rules. So here's some of the like delicate structures, like little tiny mini arches. Can you see that? Can you see the light coming through there? And it's just as big as my hand. It's very cool. And you've already seen how easy it is to kind of climb up on this stuff. And then you keep going up and up and up, and then you look down and you're like, oh crap, how am I gonna get down? I'm doing it again. I mean, if you were brave enough, you could just keep going up and up and up. Wow. I gotta be really careful. I'm not about to die for YouTube. So there's that little fire pit, and then over here is our camp. And I can climb up on this rock here. And it looks like there's like a little cave. Oh, it's just a little bit in there. And so, see, I could keep going up. And it does look like people have walked through here. So, I mean, there may be a path all the way up. A sketchy path. Because now it's like I'm looking down. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like 30 feet up. 40 feet up. You can see this is probably where someone has pulled bark off for fire starter, probably ripped this branch off at some point. Here's some more broken branches in there. Up here. I'm just noticing how heavily used this area is. Oh my God. It's so crazy. Looking at it from this angle. So crazy looking. This is the highest up I've been here. I've also been noticing some glass, and that's a real bummer because that is impossible to pick it all up. It's kind of everywhere around here. So, you know, the strange thing is that this place is beautiful. It's so beautiful. But the first couple nights I was here, I just kind of was feeling kind of grossed out. And, you know, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just noticing that it's just much more trashy than we're used to, and dirty, and kind of, you know, it sucks to see what people do. Someone cut this whole thing down. It's so lame because it's right here. You know, it wouldn't be so bad if you hiked out way out into the open and then harvest a tree or something like that, especially if it's dead. But right here in this area, which is obviously used so often, you just want to do as little disturbing as possible. Wow. So, at a lot of the places we stay at, the dogs and I will be there for a week or two, which is usually the limit. Here, actually, the limit is 16 days. I'm hung up on this branch. You're allowed to stay here for 16 days. Usually it's about 2 weeks. But I don't want to be here that long. There's just not a lot of hiking unless I want to climb these rocks, which just seems dangerous to me, you know, any more than I already have. And there's not trails, and it just has that feeling of so many other people camping right here. So it's kind of not my favorite place in a way. But at the same time, it's like one of the most beautiful places I've ever camped at. It's just kind of a weird feeling that I have about this place. Now I am kind of finding a trail up here. You see right through here, right up there. And now I'm feeling like, oh crap, I should have brought Mr. Echo up here because he can climb this stuff really well. He gets a little wild, so I have to be careful of that. And I can't really have him on the leash here because it's too awkward. Which I don't think is the worst thing, because I don't think there's any deer or anything around here that he would chase. Now you do have to be worried about rattlesnakes, because I'm sure at certain times of the year there's rattlesnakes all up in here. I mean, they're probably here right now. They're just basically hibernating. But I still am being cautious. Whoa, I got really high up here. Oh. Wow. So you guys hit that like button. Let us know you're watching. We like to know you're watching. And a lot of you people are watching that aren't subscribed to the channel. If you do subscribe, you'll get notified of every time we upload a video, so you can check them out. We upload about 3 videos a week. Holy cow. Out there is Zion National Park. That's not where we are. We're not in the national park. This is the forest. But somewhere out there is Zion National Park. I don't really know much about Zion. We don't visit the national parks that much because the dogs aren't allowed at most national parks. Now this is pretty neat. I could kind of hike around here. Dodger wouldn't do well up here though. It's way too rocky. He's been attempting it a little bit, but this stuff is way too treacherous for him. Wow. So make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to see even more videos, we got a bunch of behind the scenes videos I've been uploading on our Patreon page. And that helps us out if you join. It's like $5 a month. Oh, that helps out a lot. And it's been a lot of fun. And in fact, if you want to know, I see something over here. If you want to know exactly where we are, or at least, you know, the general whereabouts, I can tell you the road and stuff like that, then you can contact me if you're one of our patrons on Patreon, and I'll let you know. If you want to know and come out here, I'll let you know. This place is totally free, so I'm sure a lot of you are going to want to know where it is. I don't like to give out our camp locations specifically on YouTube just because I don't want to come back here someday and see this place like super crowded. But if you contact me on Patreon, then I will fill you in. I think this is about as good of the treasure as we're going to find out here. Another water bottle. At least this one's not filled with pee. I think this is where my little hike and my tour is going to end for you guys. We'll go back down to camp and say hi to Mr. Echo. He's waiting for us outside. I'm just finding more and more stuff out here, you guys. It's so neat. I'm not seeing many animal tracks, a few small ones, but they're pretty hard to tell what they are in this sand out here. See, there's one. Okay, now that looks like, isn't that a cat? You know, it's fairly small, like a little bobcat or something. And I decided to hike back, not to go through the rocks like the way I came up, because I don't know if I'll be able to find my way back down through the rocks. So out here it's a little bit kind of flat in a sense. It's more sandy. So if I do get lost in here, it's a lot easier to traverse and safer. I mean, what do you guys think of this place? All right, let's keep hiking these trails a little bit, and I'm gonna show you around a little bit more. It's getting a little windy, and it's a little cold. That's why I got this silly hat on. And by the way, if you're interested in this hat, check out our links down below. And check out our Amazon store. You can get this hat. It's my favorite hat. I love this hat, even though it looks kind of silly. We made it back to camp. I just wanted to show you, here's another tree that's been totally stripped of all of its lower branches here. A lot of cuts. Someone using an axe or hatchet up here. Hey, Echo. Yo, easy, easy, easy. Oh my God. Okay, wait. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? You miss me that much? Echo. Echo. On your mark. Get set. Go. Go. We'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll be sure to have Dodger in the next video too. He's inside just chilling right now. That's what we're gonna go inside and do. Work on another video for you guys. Make sure you hit that like button for us and subscribe if you want to see more videos. We hope you do. Yeah. He's a good dog.